John Steele was a simple man. He had a simple life. He worked as a graphic designer. He enjoyed quiet evenings at home. But his life was about to change, drastically. It began with the nightmares. Vivid, disturbing dreams filled with twisted versions of his city. In these dreams, he saw himself, but different, darker, crueler. He brushed it off as stress at first, but the dreams persisted. One day, scrolling through online forums, he froze. A picture, blurry and poorly lit, stared back at him. It was him, or rather someone who looked exactly like him. The caption read, "Seen this guy around? Creepy vibes." John's blood ran cold. This was no dream. He dug deeper. The trail led him to a new video game taking the world by storm. Urban Apocalypse. The game's developer? Jay Steele. John felt a chill run down his spine. This was no coincidence. He had a doppelganger. And this doppelganger was up to no good. Urban Apocalypse was more than just a game. It was an immersive experience, a virtual reality world mirroring their own city but twisted and decayed. Players could do anything, be anyone, with no consequences. It was a recipe for chaos. The game's popularity exploded. Millions were hooked. They spent hours lost in its dark embrace. But John noticed something unsettling: the game's themes, the characters, the objectives. They all had a disturbing familiarity. It was as if someone had taken his darkest thoughts, his deepest fears, and woven them into a digital nightmare. He learned about Jay Steele. According to the game's lore, Jay Steele was a visionary, a genius who'd created this virtual world. But John saw through the facade. He recognized his own creative spark, his own ideas, twisted and distorted into something monstrous. The realization hit him like a ton of bricks. This wasn't just a game, it was a platform, a way for his doppelganger to spread his influence, to corrupt the minds of millions. He had to be stopped. The lines between the game and reality began to blur. Players, desensitized by the violence and depravity of the virtual world, started acting out in real life. Crime rates soared. Social norms crumbled. The game was turning people into monsters. John watched in horror as his world descended into chaos. His friends, his family, even strangers on the street were all consumed by the game. They became withdrawn, aggressive, their eyes glazed over with a disturbing fanaticism. He tried to warn people, to expose the game and its creator for what they truly were. But no one listened. He was dismissed as a conspiracy theorist, a jealous rival, even a madman. His words fell on deaf ears. John felt utterly alone. His life, his relationships, his sanity, everything was slipping away. The game was winning. His double was winning, and he was powerless to stop it. Desperation gnawed at John. He had to do something, anything to stop the madness. He delved deeper into the game, studying its mechanics, its code, its secrets. He had to understand his enemy. He knew he couldn't fight this alone. He needed help, but who would believe him? Who would stand with him against a phenomenon that had captivated the entire world? He needed to find people who could see the truth. People who hadn't yet succumbed to the game's insidious influence. John knew the risks. He knew the dangers of confronting his doppelganger. But he also knew that the fate of the world, the future of humanity, might very well depend on him. He had to fight back. He had to expose the truth. He had to stop Urban Apocalypse and its creator, even if it meant facing his darkest fears. Even if it meant facing himself.